15 episodes, 1 submarine, 1 nuclear missile, 10 warheads, 2 dickheads, 1 CRM connection. It's all been leading to this very moment. This should be good.
Scott, you got the coordinates! I would have been there myself, but we're low on fuel!
Luciana turned into a fucking children's TV presenter. That's ow! How many circles? How many circles are on that symbol? 1, 2, or 3? How many characters actually died from this nuclear bomb? How many witless morons tried to ruin this episode by sending me the leaks? How many times did Sherry make me cringe? Trick question. In today's video, I'll be reviewing and breaking down Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 16, the Season 6 finale. What did I think of it? What did I find? And what do I think is going to happen next? And of course, before we do begin, make sure you subscribe so that you're the first to see my videos. It just got announced that Season 7 of Fear is going to be starting in October, so if you subscribe, you'll get all the latest. So, it happened. Did this episode disappoint? What was it like? It was really good. Now, my only issue with it is it didn't really resolve the whole thing. We didn't see a nuclear bomb really take out everything. It was 1 warhead that we saw the effects of. It was as devastating as I thought it would be, but there's some loose ends, which means Season 7 will pick up pretty much where we left off, unless it's a time jump, which, I mean, it's the same thing. Either way, they're going to have to move from where they are. They won't be anywhere they were in Season 6. Whoa, Dr. Phil crossover. Oh. It still has completely reset everything, and I'm surprised. Pleasantly surprised. And the little things that happened that I didn't expect. For example, Dory Senior is still alive, which I'm really happy about. Such a great character. So good watching him. June as well was really good. Strand I thought would step up and be a leader, or die. He stepped up, but not so much to lead his own people. After surviving what he thought would kill him, he almost started to have this delusion about him. It was like a Kanye West moment where he thinks he's so great now.
After everything I did, I'm still here. I'm not the man I told you I was. I'm Victor Strand, who's not been afraid to cut the cord if I had to. And despite the critics, I'm still here.
And he basically just unloads the truth to his new friend, who we now know is Howard. It seems Strand is going down the wrong path. I know I said there was a possibility that he steps up and dies as well, but I think that it's just going to end up happening, but not in the honorary way that I thought. It won't be a sacrifice, it'll be a put down. He's getting way too ahead of himself, and it's been this long that I don't think he's ever going to lose these selfish ways. He didn't learn from Morgan at all, like I thought he did. I've always really liked Strand, regardless of how annoying he's been to the other characters. I've loved how he's annoyed Daniel. I love Daniel. He's always been very selfish and self-centered, always putting himself first is all he really cares about. But it was in a matter of seconds that I actually lost that like for him. I was almost tired of Strand when he came out with his little speech. It wasn't relief because he was alive, because as soon as we saw he was alive, he came out and started being a twat. And of course the elephant in the room, the CRM. You know I love it. As I said, Althea and the CRM were just waiting to save someone at the end of the season. As we saw in the sneak peek, Daniel hears a voice on the radio, and it's Althea giving him coordinates. They go there and they'll be safe. Like I said, 100% a helicopter extraction point. So they go there, and Isabel is in the pilot's seat. She's the pilot of the helicopter, but Althea isn't there now. She says she's not there because she doesn't know how much fuel they have, and they want to have as many people in there as they can. The cleverest thing about this is Isabel is helping them whilst knowing she is breaking some major rules of the CRM. She doesn't talk, she's fully covered up by her suit, and she gets Althea to do all the talking on the walkie-talkie. So Isabel sweeps all these characters up, just in time for the blast to hit.
Shit in the sandbox!
Sarah has been really funny. I actually really like her. Fuck, what's happening to me? First of all, Daniel being anywhere near something CRM related is amazing. I'm just, episode 10 out of 10 for me. I love how he had no fucking clue what was going on. He's like, I saw this in Predator once. You see the helicopter too, right? Now, do I think they've been taken away now to the CRM? No. As much as I love Daniel and would want him to go. Like I said, Isabel made sure she was covered up. and didn't talk. It's done in complete secrecy so that they can actually survive. She didn't have to kill them. She saved them, but now it's just going to be that weird helicopter thing that some community has. No importance. Just fly them away and drop them off in the nearest, safest place. Now, the funniest thing about that is, it is a nuclear blast after all. The helicopter could crash, because they're not going to the CRM anyway, they're just going to be dropped off. I think Althea could, she might even have to go. But I think it would be really interesting if Isabel is stranded with them. She can't cover herself up anymore. And it would become a much bigger problem from just Althea to Daniel and the rest. Does this mean Morgan won't go to the CRM now? No, don't be foolish. You know how many times I said the CRM would come and take Morgan? Yeah, it's just going to happen in Season 7 then. It didn't happen in the Season 6 finale, but Season 7. It's obviously destined for the shows to be pulled together with the CRM. And that's why I think a helicopter crash, obviously it wouldn't be a terrible crash, it's a helicopter crash where it's stranded, would mean Isabel would have to talk to these people and it would become a bigger issue. At the same time, I don't see Luciana or Charlie or Sarah being a big CRM issue at all. It's just the fact that more people know about Isabel now. It would cause her to have to do certain things. Now, Fear has always shown us a more vulnerable side to them, like I've always said. It's also that Isabel would turn a blind eye and help Althea. If she wasn't soft and easily persuaded by Althea, then she would have done it.
Oh, imagine so.
I feel like I shouldn't be here. What am I watching? This is one for Chris Hansen. So John Dory Senior rocks up and he actually wants to forgive Dakota, trying to save her. And this is where we see how much of a great character he really is.
You just have to believe that people are better than the way they act at their worst.
I hope you're willing to listen.
Yeah, it got so old with her holding guns up to people. When she did it to Strand last episode, that's when I knew, yeah, there's no redeeming her, she's just stupid. Some people will just never get it.
He still found it in himself to forgive me years later.
What does that have to do with me?
Well, you killed him, you little bitch. It was nice that he put his gun down and tried to convince her that way, but this is a little girl that just will never learn. She's truly stupid in the way that she's not got enough mental capacity to even think of taking up his offer, because she's already had that opportunity to work with them, and she turned back. And like I said, when she held it as Strand, I was like, yeah, I mean, I thought there was a chance she could be trying to get closer and closer to Teddy, but no, it's completely done. Even after all of this, when she held the gun up at Teddy, I got PTSD for boredom. I was like, oh, fucking hell.
This is how he ended up with a bullet in him.
And this is how you ended up like a microwave meal that hadn't had the plastic film pierced. Anakin Skywalker over here. So let's get on to that. Dakota's death is the first one in a while that's actually really shocked me. It was actually really disturbing, and as I was waiting for the white light to fade away and we'd see what was left, I thought, okay, maybe a skeleton or something, you know, something over the top like that. But no, they went realistic with it, and rarely do deaths in anything make me make noise. I was like, oh, I couldn't be startled by it, to say the least. And then they started showing Morgan running around with Grace, and I was like, alright, don't show me Morgan getting done over like that then, Jesus, you'll do me over. I'd start calling the funeral service up. I would be shaking if that happened to Morgan. It was Dakota, and I was, you know, overwhelmed by it. If you did it to Morgan, I think half my body would just start shutting down, and I'd start having a stroke. While that was happening, you had Strand just awaiting his death, and I was like, oh god, don't show me Strand.
After I lost John, I lost what he believed, but I found it again.
This is called carrying on a character's legacy. Are you still confused as to why I don't like Maggie?
Look, I have to see the end.
She doesn't give a shit, rightfully so. Like I said, I do love crazy villains. It never works out for them, but from beginning to end, they're in their own little world.
Gee. Now you never get to see your ending.
When you're a kid in a TV show, you have to move left and right and act like you're cold when you're crying. After killing Teddy, she then goes and watches as the first warhead hits the ground. Funny how she wanted to see the end, but closes her fucking eyes. I think because of how much she switched sides back and forth so quickly over time since she killed John, it would have been really cool if she last minute tried banging on the bunker door but it was locked and she gets burned trying to open it, rather than still have this delusion that Teddy gave her. She only met Teddy 2 episodes ago and she's held on to this idea of dying even after he's dead. The story of Dakota is actually really sad, and I do feel bad for her, not because of what she's done, but because after all, she's just a girl that's been brought up really badly and had it really bad to make her do this stuff. That's why she's such a little confused psycho. And in the end, she got completely burnt. And it's honestly just really sad to think about what she could have been. When she was helping in the early episodes of the second half of season 6, she knew her place. And it's honestly quite sickening thinking of Teddy and how he brainwashed so many people, and that Dakota got caught on the worst end of it. Rolly, or as I like to call him, Masked Idiot, says that he beat out of Riley where they can go to the bunker. You know, where Alicia is. And on the way there, Daniel finds it quite strange that Riley just told them this. So the truck stops, they get out to fix it, and Riley says this.
The Phoenix will rise quicker than you think.
Detective Daniel is back. He goes out and immediately Rolly says this.
We'll make it out of this thing yet. Like a phoenix.
Daniel, look out!
So he shoots Rolly, and I told you I never liked him, masked idiot. And then Riley goes for the gun, so Charlie shoots Riley. This time she shoots the right person, fantastic. The most stupid thing to happen in this episode is Rolly turning pretty much because everyone was fighting. This big loudmouth guy was like, what's the world coming to with all this arguing going on? I've got to go and blow people up now, including myself.
Daniel figured out the truth about Rolly. If he thinks he heard the coordinates, we have to put our faith in him.
That is some good logic there, Luciana. It's also beyond stupid that Sherry and Dwight were gonna just settle with dying. It's really out of character. And really, really dramatic. After all they've been through, they're just gonna go and sit in a house and wait to get nuked.
The bad guys always win.
No, they don't. If you didn't leave, you'd see that. They find a house and it has a family in it, and they reveal that Teddy's people took it over and took their bunker. There's a really cool scene where they put a rope on the bunker doors, and he slaps his horse and it runs off and takes the doors off, and they take all the people out of there. But less cool when you realise they didn't take the horse in the bunker with them. Bitch. So Dwight and Sherry end up being safe because they come across a house that has a bunker. It's not really a bunker, by the way, it's a little basement. So I guess they're safe now. Grace was as awful as ever, probably even worse. I don't really Then Morgan starts speedrunning Ocarina of Time.
Morgan,
I said I would keep trying.
we can't.
I
It's
gotta
over.
make this happen.
We can't make it stop.
It's not over.
So then we see what's happening with Morgan at the submarine. He's trying to do everything he can to disable the warheads or stop the missile completely. And so Grace goes down there and literally starts trying to convince him that they should kill themselves. All the while still promoting this illusion of Athena to him. She never existed. It's very sad that she lost her baby, but she needs to stop with this illusion, because it's that same illusion that gave the key to Riley. And remember, at the beginning of this episode, what happened? Rachel kills herself. An actual mother and a baby that needed help. No one was with her. For some reason, they wanted to go to the submarine. No one was there for her. She ties rope around herself, stabs herself, and Rufus the dog leads her away as a walker. Which is really creative. I like this scene. I like everything about it, apart from no one was there for Rachel. And after Grace's moaning and illusion of actually having a daughter, she's now going to get this baby, feeding her illusion even more. She better not rename the baby, because they named her Morgan for a reason. It means something. Morgan is an actual idiot for feeding this illusion that she's got. I don't blame Grace for doing it. She just lost her kid. But he's feeding it. He's such an idiot. Not saving people's mums and then taking their babies.
Feels like a gift from Athena.
No, it's a fucking gift from Rachel, you fool. And it was when this baby arrived that Morgan turned round to Grace and he was like, well, we've got a baby now, we've got to start moving. They've just survived that first blast, so they know they've got an opportunity now to try and find a way out. Now, if you're wondering how Morgan, Grace and baby Morgan survived the blast and just hid under a truck, it's because they were on the very outskirts of it. They had the weakest effect of this first warhead. Dakota was pretty much in the center. She was far away from where it actually landed, but she was in the center in regards to distance. It's not this warhead you got to worry about. It's this one. So season 7 is already looking really, really good. I mean, this is what it's going to likely pick up from. Morgan and Grace, where they're going to go. The warheads are still coming. Where's the helicopter going to land? They're obviously going to have questions about the CRM now. One of them's going to look at the symbol. They're going to wonder how she met this person. I think it's still teasing something big. It's just not come yet. The trailer for season 7 is going to be so much different to the other ones because it's pretty much starting out in hell. All the characters are going to disperse out and eventually come to the conclusion that the next thing is wondering who the fuck was flying that helicopter and what prices will come for Isabel and Althea for what they did. But what do you think of this episode? What do you think is going to happen next? How do you feel about Dakota's death? What do you think is going to happen next with the CRM? I think it's just been one big tease still to something bigger. And like I said so many times, Morgan's going to get taken. It just didn't happen in the finale. Let me know what you think down below. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you press the like button. It will help me out and get this video seen by more people. If you did enjoy it, then check out my other videos. Check out this one for my full breakdown of all the latest Season 11 of The Walking Dead pictures, where you see new stuff from Negan and Rosita finds a helicopter. And check this one out for all the latest on the first Rick Grimes movie. When can we expect a trailer? When will it start filming? And when will it actually be out? We talk about the whole plot of that first movie. And of course, make sure you subscribe so that you're the first to see my videos. With Fear Season 7 starting in October, that means we will likely get a trailer this July at Comic-Con. So make sure you subscribe also for all the latest. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Wait, dickhead, then turn this off.
Idiot.